Hello and welcome to Junior Achievement's virtual speech series. Today we're going to be focusing on job opportunities within government. And our speaker today will be sharing her personal journey with us. I have pleasure in introducing Chief Stanley, who is the Chief of Police in the Lauderhill Police Department. Welcome, Chief Stanley.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us today. Perhaps you could start by letting us know, after high school, what did you do, your major? Did you go to college?
Yes, I did. I attended Miami-Dade Community College. I initially started out as wanted to do speech therapy, and I later changed my career path and majored in criminal justice. I also attended the Union Institute University and obtained a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. So I hold an associate's and a bachelor's in criminal justice.
Now, what interested you in that career pathway?
Well, coming up as a little child, we used to have officers come into the schools, and they were identified as officer friendly. We used to have coloring books, and as a kid, I kind of admired them in the uniform and the way they conducted themselves when they came in. And as a child, I wanted to branch off into that career. Additionally, growing up, I had some encounters with police, my family and I. And given today's climate, some of the interaction with them was not professional. So with that, I said, in order to make a change, I should join this profession as well. So, as I got older, it was one of the things that kind of pushed me towards doing this. I really enjoy community events, community programs. So, I'm very big on that. And I decided to pursue a degree career path in criminal justice.
That's great. So can you tell us a little bit about Chief of Police? What is that role like within the community? What do you do? What do you represent?
Okay. Currently, we have a rank structure, and police department is sort of paramilitary. So the chief is the top of the line. I'm actually the top cop. So I'm the face of the police department. We do go out very often. As I mentioned earlier, I'm very big when it comes to community events and programs. So I have to represent the city, the agency, and the profession, law enforcement profession as well. So we do engage in the community. It's important to have that dialogue, especially what we're dealing with now in the law enforcement community. So I have to make sure that, our officers treat people professional with respect. We also have to hear from the community and see how we can better assist them and how we can continue to engage and bridge that gap. So again, I have several people under me, the 2 deputy chiefs that are assigned, have police majors, lieutenants, sergeants, and officers. We do have a criminal investigations division, and there are several other divisions within the agency. And I oversee, we have a total of 132 sworn personnel. That's law enforcement personnel and civilian staff. So I oversee the entire police department. So
do you have a typical day?
I wouldn't say typical. It's a lot of meetings, a lot of calls. In fact, my phone is on 24/7. So if any events occur when I'm not physically in the building, I will get called for any major scenes. So I keep my phone by my side, and people ask me, what are your hours? And I don't have any hours, any set hours. And as far as meetings, you can plan meetings and then something else, pops up. So I have to be available at all times. And then, if we have a major event in the city, then of course I have to be made aware of that. So there is no typical day, but I'm just always prepared for whatever comes.
So what is the favorite thing about what you do?
I enjoy community engagement. As I mentioned earlier, it's very important to continue to try to bridge that gap, especially what we are dealing with as a law enforcement community. Very proactive in that. I definitely believe in customer service and treating people professional. So, it's unfortunately with COVID, a lot of the programs that we often have, we have to cancel them or figure out a different way to make it happen. One of our biggest programs is our Citizens Police Academy, and it's a 16-week program that allows people to meet, people in the community to meet once a week. We have a few hours an evening, and they can come in and kind of see how we operate as a police agency. And it gives them a better understanding as to how police works. You know, a lot of people don't have, you know, a clue, and it's just kind of giving them that better understanding so they can have better knowledge. And when they do engage or encounter police, they understand why things are done a certain way. So that's one of our biggest programs, and we try to do that at least 3 times a year. So again, because of COVID, you know, we have to cut out a lot of programs and just try and find a way of doing it, such as, you know, this format. But you know, we'll continue that. We have several programs that, you know, often encourage community engagement.
So what advice would you give to our students if they were interested in entering this career?
All right, so we do offer quite a number of programs, one of them being our Police Explorer program. And in fact, some of the participants in that program, you know, is sort of a paramilitary. They understand, you know, how to march. They understand, you know, the various laws. And we often try to recruit from that area. So again, it's easier for them to get into this program or at least become an officer. So we engage at an early age. So that would be one way to segue into it. We have a few now that have graduated and they spoke about, you know, pursuing their career in law enforcement. We also have a mentoring program, and I think it's important to get to kids at an early age because oftentimes, you know, as sitting here as chief, there's a lot of times we have, you know, people who make mistakes. They may apply, and then whatever they've done in life, it creates an issue for them pursuing their career in law enforcement and any for that matter. So what I think what's important is to try to get, you know, to our youth at an early age. That way they would know what to expect and, you know, wouldn't have anything that would interfere if they decided to get into this career later. We also have a program called Rock Academy, that's Rescue Our Kids. And that program allows our youth that may be going down the wrong path. They haven't committed a crime, but going down the wrong path to kind of stir them back, you know, in the right direction. And from that program, a lot of them have joined our different programs, you know, such as the Police Explorer program. So it's one of our, you know, we do engage with our youth. And what we're trying to do now, I just met recently with them to try to get them to do a Zoom meeting with some of the other youth because they hear a lot of things out there, and you know, there's a lot of chatter as to what's going on now. So I think they're definitely an important role and an asset, you know, to the police department. But that would definitely be one way for someone to get into this career path by joining the Police Explorer program.
Wonderful. Chief Stanley, thank you so very much for spending time with us today. And this is great advice for our students. So I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks again for having me. I appreciate it. All right.
Thank you.